Hey everyone, Vazzy back here, and today I wanted to make another quick video on NHL 24's franchise mode. I want to start by saying I have no insider knowledge, I have no connections, nothing like that, so all this could be totally speculation. I could be totally right, or I could be totally wrong. But I just wanted to talk about the mode a little bit, as that is my featured mode here on the channel, and just kind of discuss what I see actually happening in the NHL 24 and what I don't think is going to happen. So the first thing I did briefly want to talk about here today doesn't actually fall in franchise mode, but it does greatly impact it, and that is community roster sharing. So as of recording and putting this video together, it is August 29th. We currently don't have any news on if roster sharing will be cross-platform, generation, or anything like that, which does have me a little bit concerned, if I'm being honest. I know for other modes like EA SHL and HUT, having that cross-platform ability in this year's game really has been one of their big selling points, which is kind of why I'm surprised we haven't seen anything in regards to roster sharing. This personally is the question I've seen at least asked to me the most, being one of the roster editors, but it's a huge thing. Just rather, I know a lot of people on PS4, PS5, whatever it is, would want to use my rosters, tactics rosters, Tugi, snipe and scores. There's so many great creators out there, and we want to just be able to see all rosters used on any platform. Do I think it's going to happen? It's so hard to say right now, but I'm going to hopefully lean toward yes, just with all the other cross-platform additions that EA has added. That's not confirmed at all, that's just my speculation on that. So now just getting into franchise mode here, and what do I really actually expect in this year's game? And the answer to that is really not all that much. It seems like a lot of other modes are getting the focus here for NHL 24, which is a shame, but it is also understandable. EA obviously has a very small team working on the game year to year, and they only really can prioritize certain modes and all that. With that being said, I do think NHL 25 does have the potential to be a pretty big year for us franchise mode players. We've all heard the devs talk about connected franchise by now, and they do have big plans for that. Hopefully it's implemented right and all that, but I think if we're going to be seeing any bigger changes to the mode, additions, all that, it will likely come in next year's game rather than this year. So when it does come to 24 though, I'm hoping we'll get some smaller changes, hopefully more with chemistry. I'm thinking that's kind of something they've been tweaking and messing around with the past couple of years, especially with the introduction of X Factors. Overall, I really do like having a chemistry system in-game, but I do think they need to go a little bit more in depth with it. This is definitely something that I actually could see them potentially looking at for NHL 24. Again, it's not the biggest feature, I think we all know that, but it is a good addition if they do look at that. This kind of goes hand in hand with how AI manage the teams. I know plenty of examples out there. I know Tugi's been a huge supporter of this idea over the past few years and has talked about it a lot, but just having better lines for the AI and the computer teams. There's so many weird decisions out there that these computer teams make, and I think that's something that we could hopefully see tuned and made a little bit better for next year's game, hopefully. But yeah, there's countless examples of just horrible AI management out there, whether it's them just not signing players, whether them sending Bedard back to juniors at like an 85 overall. I know in 2BC's franchise mode this year, I think they had franchise potential defenseman and they just scratched him for a year or two. So hopefully we can get some changes with that in this year's game. And obviously for NHL 24, I have made videos on this. I've been talking about it on Twitter and all that stuff. Made a couple of YouTube posts, I think. But just getting the darker menus back, it's very small. Yeah, we shouldn't consider this a feature at all, but it is nice to have the darker menus back for NHL 24. And really the last thing I did want to even kind of mention here was the updated creation suite. I know that probably won't affect many franchise players, it'll probably affect me more as a roster editor, but I do greatly appreciate the changes they have made to this year's game. I haven't really given my thoughts on this as of yet, but it does seem like it'll be a better process when creating players and hopefully streamline the process quite a bit. And I think that's going to really do it for this video on what I think is going to happen for NHL 24 in regards to franchise mode. Unfortunately, just don't expect anything super crazy. If we do get awesome changes, then hey, we'll take it 100%, but definitely have your expectations lower heading into this year's game. So let me know down in the comments, do you guys think we're actually going to get some substantial changes going into NHL 24? Yeah, let me know down in the comments below, and I will see you all in the next video.